So this whole entire page is about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Remember, parallel, that's parallel, means same slope. Remember, perpendicular means their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So if I have one line whose slope is like -1/2, and the slope of the other line has to be opposite, which means positive, because this one's negative, and reciprocal means the slopes are the fraction is flipped, so this would be +2/1. So that's how we're going to answer all these questions. So for number 1, it says, what is the equation of a line that is perpendicular to the line 3x plus y equals 2? This is not in the form y equals mx plus b, so I don't know exactly what its slope is. So I got to make it y equals mx plus b. So I can do that, subtract 3x from both sides. So this would be y equals -3x plus 2. And maybe, like in algebra, you want to make your slope a fraction. This would be -3/1. So what are we looking for? This is -3/1, and we're looking for perpendicular. Opposite means it's got to be positive, because this is -3/1. And then flip it. So 1/3. We're looking for slopes that are 1/3. So this one is 3. You can get rid of these. Now we got to figure out, well, which one works? They're C or D. That's why they give us this point, 6/8. So right now we know that y equals, we have 1/3, but we know that the x value has to be 6 and the y value's got to be 8. So what we can do is for parts C and D, we can actually plug in these values and figure out which one actually works. What do I mean by that? Let's plug in 8 for y. 8 equals, plug in 6 for x. 1/3 times 6 plus 2. Well, 1/3 times 6, or 6 times 1 divided by 3 is 2. Does 8 plus 8, or excuse me, does 8 equal 2 plus 2? No. So that's your answer. So our answer is D. And how we would know is if you plug it in, you're going to get 8 equals 8. Number 2, which equation represents a line that is parallel? Okay, well, we know that the slope is 2/1, so we're looking for slopes of 2/1. This is y equals -2, so that's not it. This one we got to write in y equals mx plus b, so if we subtract the 2x, this would be y equals -2x plus 7. That's not it. If I add the 2x, this would be y equals 2x plus 2. So this one works. If you're curious about part D, we'd have to add 2x, so we get -y equals 2x plus 9, but I can't have a negative y. So how you get rid of that is you flip the signs of every term. So make this positive, make this negative, and that's why D doesn't work, because it's a -2x. 3, select all that are perpendicular. If I have a slope that's 2/1, we're looking for slopes that are -1/2. So not A, that's +1/2. Oop, B works. What about this one? X plus 2y. X plus 2y equals 5. Subtract x. 2y equals -x plus 5. Now we got to divide every single term by 2. So this is y equals -1/2 x plus 5/2. That works. We need -1/2. Boom. What about this one? The fourth one, plus 2y equals -3. Add x. 2y equals x minus 3. Now divide by 2. Everything by 2. We get y equals 1/2 x minus 3/2. Not going to be this one. We need -1/2. What about our last one? -x minus 2y equals 9. Add our x. -2y equals x plus 9. Divide by a -2. Everything by a -2. This would be y equals -1/2 x. That's what we need. Minus 9/2. So that one works. So reciprocal just means opposite. So this is a reciprocal. These are reciprocals. That's not enough info. I think this one works. Negative means opposite. The slope of n multiplied by -1. So if I have a slope of 2/1, if I multiply that by -1, that'd be -2/1. We would flip it though. And so D like looks like this must be the answer, but it says the slope of n. So if I have one slope that's 2 over 1, it says it's the slope of n multiplied by negative 1 over n. So if my slope is 2, like these would just cancel. So this would actually be negative 1. And negative 1 is not going to be the perpendicular slope of 2 over 1. That's why D is not the answer. The last one is asking you what is true for these lines. So we got to make them both in y equals mx plus b format. So we got, let's do this first one, 3x minus 5y equals negative 3. Subtract 3x. So we got negative 5y equals negative 3x minus 3. Now we got to divide by negative 5. Everything by negative 5. So we get y equals 3 over 5x plus 3 over 5. Now we got to do the next one. Negative 2x plus y equals negative 8. Add 2x to both sides. Or we got a slope of 2 over 1, and we got a slope of 3 over 5. These are not the same, so they're not parallel. These are not opposite reciprocal, so they are not perpendicular. The lines coincide, it means they are the exact same line. So how you would know that is that if you have y equals 2x minus 8 over here, you'd have y equals 2x minus 8 over here. They have to be the same exact equation. So they do intersect, but they're not parallel. Any lines that are not parallel, think about, any lines that are not parallel means they will intersect. They're always going to intersect if they're not parallel. Perpendicular means they meet at 90-degree angles. And that's like it. This would have to be negative 1 over 2 for these two slopes to make a 90-degree angle if they're not. So the answer is B.